Click it.
All right, we're going live. I'm clicking. I clicked it.
You click it.
I clicked it.
So
We're going live, people. What?
Wow. I hope your speakers were turned down.
What, was I a little loud for you, Scott?
Just a little bit.
Did I offend your delicate sensibilities, my
No, you
lord?
just like overwhelmed my sense of hearing.
It was actually, doesn't matter. Hi, everybody.
Hey, welcome to the Wednesday Ask Mike Anything with
Mike Meyers.
and Scott Jernigan.
The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies on IT certification, concentrating on CompTIA certifications, in particular A+, Net+, Security+, but we can certainly go well outside of those.
That's true. We could talk about IT Fundamentals Plus
We can.
and Pentest Plus.
We can. We can also talk about how to make mozzarella cheese.
You know, I've heard that your father was a cheesemaker.
I was a cheesemaker.
You were a cheesemaker too?
I really was.
So how do you make?
I used to make 23,000 pounds of cheddar cheese a night. I was a teamster. I was in the union. Look for the union label. I'm serious, Scott, I was.
Apparently my volume is low. So you know, turn me up a little bit.
How about that?
That sounds great. Hopefully that made a difference. Dave Rush, senior instructor at Total Seminars, is in the background as our moderator for this chat. Here's how it works. You ask questions, we answer, and we run from 2 o'clock Central Standard Time to 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, or until the questions run out. And if the questions run long, then we just go long.
We do have some questions today, Scott. Maybe we could address that.
We could address that.
At some point.
Yes, indeed.
Just let you know.
Uh-huh.
All right, so anyway, guys, the goal of this AMA is pretty simple. You ask questions and I answer them. The main way to ask questions is to type them into the chat window here at YouTube. What I might recommend before you go too much further is on the chat window itself. It probably says top chat. Hit the pull down and set that to live chat. I think you'll find that to be extremely helpful, especially when we're doing competitions and such. So please keep that in mind. We do have giveaways today. We'll be giving away at least one. We will be giving away one CompTIA voucher, a $200 to $400 value, depending on which exam you're taking. Great deal. Is David Mohan here?
David Mohan is here.
You know,
Check, Mike, check.
It's not really a
AMA without David Mohan?
You gotta have Dave. You gotta be Mohan.
Really? You have to be Mohan?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to turn him. He's Mohaning. That would be the gerund.
Verb?
Yes.
Gerund. You're whipping out some.
$10 words for you, Mr. Editor type person. Chicks dig you, Scott.
You know, I've heard that.
All right, so we want to start off by saying, yes, we are completely sober.
And we're drinking
just jovial. We're just jovial.
Fine French coffee.
I'm feeling jovial today. This is very
are.
good rosé coffee that I'm enjoying here very, very much. It's delicious.
Excellent. So let's see who's here. Mike, since the chat started really early, like all the way at 1:41 with ping saying hello.
Harry World Syria is here.
Excellent, Harry. Good to see you.
Sorry, Harry, you're going to be World Syria forever now because, well, I get joy.
You just made it. There you go. Andre Duguyer is here. Good.
My favorite belch.
Whatever time of day it is for you.
Alan Duggan.
Alan Duggan is here.
You know, is he finally going to pay me the money he owes me?
I don't know. $2?
$3.
$3 now?
It's an interest. Yeah, he's the VIG is kicking in now, you know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The VIG, just nobody Sopranos watchers.
Today is Marine Corps. Oh, so just before we came online, you know how I get accused of being completely out of touch?
So many things I could have said right there. Go ahead.
Out of touch with...
Completely
out of touch.
Out of touch person. Go for it.
Somebody didn't get the Ted Lasso reference, and it wasn't me.
Wow, I mean, just write down the date and time, Scott, because...
Because it's a first.
Yeah, probably. 25 years of relationship, and you finally made a popular culture joke that I didn't get.
Right? Oh, my goodness. All right, so JM starts it off pretty early here. before we even got here. At 156, can you explain the difference between Runbooks and playbooks in SOAR platforms? And which one do you prefer? I'm a little confused with these terms. I swear.
Okay, well, no, this is a big problem, Scott.
It is a problem because
when you're talking about SOAR, when you're allowing automated tools to start dealing with your security stuff,
right?
How do you allow that automated stuff to work? Okay, so the easy way to look at this and the simpler way is to look at a runbook. So a runbook is, if this happens, here's my series of automated things that are going to make it not happen anymore. Okay?
All right.
But the problem with a runbook is that the runbook is good for a single thing. And to me, and for the record, folks, there may be people who disagree with me on this, but I feel pretty strongly about this. Whereas a playbook can combine and control multiple runbooks to deal with a bigger issue. So when I'm thinking about that to me, that's the difference between a playbook and a runbook.
Okay. And the other difference between a playbook and a runbook is different corporations will use the terms differently, which makes it really exciting.
It is true. It is true because there is a tremendous amount of confusion. And for the record, you're not going to see anything on CompTIA that tries to deal with this because even CompTIA recognizes that the idea behind a playbook versus a runbook being a series of automated steps that some AI is doing for you is not extremely well defined. So runbooks are the simple ones, playbooks are the more complex ones in general, and you'll be doing all right.
All right, sounds good. 2 o'clock JM, once again. The man with questions, or woman with questions. Sorry, okay, Andre de Gouye at 157. Who knows the answer to this?
Okay.
That was the question.
42.
I've got Windows Server 2019 running as a VM. I've got it licensed.
Yipe, why did you do that?
Now I want to set up a hardware server at my house. Will I be able to use the same license?
Not on the same domain. Not on the same domain.
Get a new license.
If it's on the same domain, you're going to have to get a different license. They'll literally stop each other. You can only have one global catalog server at a time, and the GCS uses your SID. God bless it, I forgot the term. The thing that it uses the key to deal with that. However, I will tell you this, is that you can run that. It will complain, but they'll run together for 90 days. I mean, if you're just trying to learn something.
Which I'm sure that's what he's doing.
Or better than that, or don't even register it. You know? It depends what you're trying to do. Windows turns off a lot of stuff until you're registered. Or not registered, what's the magic word? Help me, read my mind. Activated. Yes.
Activated.
Activated. So you can do that.
So 2 o'clock, JM. Can you please clarify SQL attacks and what are the best ways to protect against them? Don't be on any network.
Well, so the only real SQL attack you're going to be seeing within the CompTIA certifications we deal with are going to be SQL injections.
Right.
And of course, a SQL injection is where someone tries to, instead of typing in your last name, type in a bunch of SQL code in hopes of, breaking the system or forcing it to, pop you to a higher permission level. And what we do there is we watch what's being entered into our fields. I have gone blank, Scott. What is the official term for this? Data filtering, data. Yeah, someone will type it in here in a minute and remind me what the hell it is. But no, that's the main thing we do to deal with SQL injection is to inspect our data carefully that people are entering. So instead of typing in last name Meyers, they're going to type in, link, bind, open parens, whatever, right. SQL code. Jean Dorival, it has been too long. Well, Jean, that is your business, but yes, I understand.
Verification is the word you were looking for.
No.
No? That is a word you were looking for, whether it was the word.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Oh, and the Microsoft license, just for the record, for when you just go grab a copy of Windows Server. You got it for 180 days, so half a year.
180 days?
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Which is plenty for R&D. And the
Absolutely.
thing is, especially, well, the danger people run into with demo copies of Windows anything is that, so they've been 180 days like for forever, for decades. So people set up their first Windows domain controller.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to pay for it. So they set up and they got 180 days. Next thing you know, they kind of start leaning on it. Next thing you know, Microsoft is like,
time to pay up because
time
you
to
passed
pay
your
up.
180
And you're like,
days.
oh my God, I got to pay. I can't. This is why Microsoft gives away all these drugs. I mean, free software is because, and they've been doing this for over 30 years. Is, oh, here, yeah, first one's free, man. Give that a whirl, you know? That's what made Microsoft Word the thing.
That's true.
I lived in a universe before Microsoft Word.
You mean Word Perfect?
Word Perfect, 5.1.
And it was fine to have on my DOS machine.
Yeah, on Windows machines too. I mean that was always that I missed. My problem is I literally am starting to forget a lot more than most people have learned, and I'm not trying to say it as a smart aleck, but you know, like the whole thing about running Windows machines. I'm sorry, running DOS applications in a Windows environment, and all the tweaking and configuration. You know, here, does anybody remember this word? Hymem.sys. Anybody? Bueller? And all the silly games we used to have to go through to configure all this stuff.
Just for the record, Mike's about to go into his old man voice.
I don't know. All right, go ahead.
So our sound is good, like the sound of a dental drill that just hit bone.
Scott's been going to the dentist a lot lately.
I have.
Show him your smile. It's $35,000 right there, kids.
There you go.
I'm probably not that far off, am I?
No, not that far off.
5 more payments and that mouth's his.
Awesome. The beauty, though, is I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Oh, what do we got here? Ulysses Ferrer is here.
Ulysses.
Andrew Hutz is here, moderating in the background, right along with Dave, which is awesome.
Joey Quetzal is here again. Well,
Excellent.
this is great. JM, do you accept super chats? No, I just accept normal chats. I don't know.
I
What's a
don't
super
know
chat?
what a super chat is.
It's super.
It's like a super cut.
That's it. Yeah. Pivot point.
Ruben Rodriguez says hello, AV Nut. How are you?
AVI nut.
No, it's AV Nut.
Do you see the I?
I do.
What, is she changing her name or something? Okay.
It was spelled out at one point. Hans G is here. It's a new name for me. Nice to see you. Welcome. LBWN. I want to say Ellen Brown, but I don't know. I'll just say L, and we'll go with that.
Hey, Hans G. Hans Gruber.
Excellent.
Yippee-ki-yay. I didn't say it.
You didn't say that. Be ready for that time check,
That's right.
Dave Rush.
That big red button over there. Yippee-ki-yay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
James Melton is living in Vermont.
Excellent. And a fan of Ted Lasso.
Who's Ted Lasso?
I can't
Fine,
take you
I'll
anywhere.
just look it up.
I can't take you
I don't
anywhere.
know why you do this.
Jason Sudeikis, Saturday Night Live, does this TV show where he's an American low-level college football coach. He gets contacted and goes over to England to coach a football club.
Go ahead.
Like a real football club.
Yeah?
And it's hilarious. He just won like a zillion
Literally,
Emmys.
of the millions of things to watch on television.
Soccer would be one of them. Yes, of course. I watch it all the time.
All right.
Catherine is here. We can start.
Oh, we can't start now.
Excellent. Father Time at 2:08. You told him to turn your timestamp on, right? So You know
I
where?
did not. I actually did not.
Okay,
say
so
that.
do the little 3 dots in the
In your chat window,
and turn on the timestamps, because we'll mention we're always behind the live stream by a few minutes as we're answering your questions, so that way you'll know whether we've skipped your question or haven't gotten to it yet. So there you go. I'm at 2:08 p.m. Father Time asks, do you think creating a network with Raspberry Pis will be as beneficial to my students understanding networking as using a bunch of Windows PCs?
in general, yes. The trick is that, well, we ran into this problem too, because when you're teaching networking, you need more than one computer.
Right.
Right? So many, many years ago, we started trying to use virtualized systems. And we actually set up a number of courses that, in lieu of using physical real networks, we used virtual networks. And the problem is that our students didn't know what the hell was going on. You know what I mean? I feel that your first exposure to networking, you need to have physical, real, separate hosts.
Okay.
And to set up your first static IP. Oops, did I press anything there?
Nope.
Set up your first static IP addresses. Configuring with different subnet masks and things like that. The most fun you can have about learning IPv4 is to have 12 people all at their same computer, and then have them all plugged into one switch, and then have extra switches there, so you can plug half of them into one switch, half of them into another.
Sure.
And, just getting used to different network IDs. So, Father Time, to answer your question, absolutely, Raspberry Pis are a wonderful tool for that. Yes. Yeah, do it. As long as they understand what's going on. I mean,
Right.
they need, you're going to be running IP all the time in there.
Right.
And but that's a good thing. And in fact, Father Time, part of the reason, that Dave Rush does his wonderfully popular Dave Rush AMAs on Fridays is because of the way that Dave does such wonderful things with Raspberry Pis.
Absolutely.
And guys, I'm not to say that we're pro or against Raspberry Pis. It's just that they are wonderfully inexpensive tools that provide people who don't have as much money a way to learn a lot of A+, Net+, and Security Plus very, very cheaply. And so that's why Dave does such a good job. And Father Time, that's every Friday at 2 o'clock right here at the Total Seminars channel.
Absolutely. And I scrolled. How about that?
You scroller.
I scrolled. Okay, and there I'm now back up to David Mohan. This is an interesting question at 2:09. What causes corrupt files?
Greed and lack of good religion.
Absolutely. Okay, going on.
Most of the time, corrupt files, more often than not, are from bad mass storage. That's one thing. Or having an operating system that doesn't write files in a way that they should be doing at a given moment. Yeah, David, corrupt files are boring, unfortunately. If I see a corrupt file, the first thing I'm going to do is try to rewrite the file, and if it still is corrupt, I'm going to assume the hard drive's bad. I'm going to run a checkdisk/f.
All right, sounds
Which
good.
is going to take care of that most of the time.
Oh, wow. Okay, and in the back channel, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Files corrupt. Absolute files corrupt absolutely. All right, getting on with it. Siegfried Vander V is here. Hey, Scott and Mike. I'm in a meeting right now, which is why you're here.
Dude,
Whoa!
Siegfried, turn us
Hold
off.
up. Core 1 passed. Halfway there.
Siegfried.
Next week, you can do it.
Chicks dig you, man.
You can do it, man.
Connor Wellman, LibreOffice. When was the last time you heard LibreOffice?
LibreOffice is current.
Well,
It comes with like the...
What's funny, because I was actually at the liquor store, bought a bottle of gin. It came with LibreOffice. I know what you're trying. I understand what you're trying to say. I mean, it's freeware. People dump it in 90% of the
Linux distros. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying it's bad. It just...
Connor thinks it's better than Microsoft Office because it's not $100 a year. That is the only reason that it could possibly be better.
Have you ever seen Connor's haircut?
You know what I don't like about LibreOffice?
What?
is the little squiggly lines under misspelled words. They offend me.
A, I know exactly what you're talking about.
See?
Which makes it funnier. And B, okay, whatever. Honestly, if you made me go for a free word processor these days, I'd probably go with Google Docs.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt.
I'm not
Without
against LibreOffice at all, but
no.
And doesn't Office 365 work in most Linux distros now?
Absolutely. Well, Office 365 Online works in anything.
Actually, can somebody answer this question for me? Does Office 365 allow for native installed Office apps in a Linux environment? Probably not.
I would say not. I don't know though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
All right. David Rush. Yeah. No, please don't remind me about HiMem.sys and EMM.
Yeah, just stop, Dave.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Wow. So many.
EMH. Who's EMH?
Welcome back, everyone.
EMH. Beep, boop. You don't even know KLF. You don't know KLF.
Who's that?
KLF is going to rock you.
Is this like
Ancients of... Somebody type something in and tell me somebody other than me knows who KLF is.
Okay.
How can we have been friends all these years? His wife is completely hot. That's how.
See? AV Nut. I pronounced the name perfectly.
Oh, really? Okay.
There you go.
I'll never remember that. Sorry, AV Nut. You know.
I'll remember because I remembered this time.
There you go. David Mohan has a question for you.
Question for me.
216.
At 216. Question for Scott when doing video editing. Okay, is it a question for me when I'm doing video editing, or is it a question about, I'm going really meta here for some reason.
Do it.
Okay, when you export a video, it takes time to render the video. What can speed up the rendering?
First of all, when you export a video, it doesn't take any time to render the video.
Right, the rendering is a separate step.
David Mohan is making a lot of assumptions here.
Yeah.
So, David, what are you using as a video editing software at Total Seminars? We use a command line based tool that Michael Smyer set up for us a couple years ago.
For rendering?
Yeah, isn't that how we do all those MPV? Oh, come on, Scott, don't.
I can just give you that look.
I know, you're totally doing it too.
We use Adobe Premiere.
Yeah, but that's not the rendering tool. We have a third-party rendering tool that Smyer came up with years ago.
So here's
it's a command line tool, and we set up enough videos and we just crank, pump them all out in a big shot. Why are you looking at me like that?
Yes, absolutely. There are automated tools.
They're not even automated. It's command line stuff.
There are scripted tools that accomplish a whole bunch of things in a row.
Yeah, no, we've been, because our problem is David, the issue we have is that we have to render one particular video about 4 different ways depending on the customer, right? So, Udemy wants it one way, LinkedIn wants it another way. Even things like default resolution is a big deal.
Right.
You'd have thought everybody was at 1080. They're not. In fact, so we produce everything at 4K.
Right.
But I don't think any of our customers use 4K, do they? Everything,
not.
1080 is as good as it gets.
Yep. Yeah, we produce it at 4K to be able to do editing better and color.
Zoom ins, stuff like that. If it's at 4K, it's easier for us.
Yep. And the way to speed up the rendering process is get a better machine.
Yeah.
That's like the only way. We just have thrown the highest end of the highest end hardware we can at stuff to speed up the process. So, yeah, expensive. So this Friday, speaking of the people of the pie, as we are, this Friday at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, Dave Rush will be doing his Dave Rush Ask Me Anything based on the Raspberry Pi, but also Dave is amazing in his knowledge of all kinds of things, IT, and he's had so many careers that you literally can ask him anything, and he'll be able to answer or come up with an answer pretty fast. So this Friday, Dave's going to do 2 projects. He's going to do the upgrade to our Raspberry Pi iOS, Raspberry Pi operating system Buster to Bullseye, and part 1 of a motion-activated talking clock.
Talking clock?
A talking clock.
No!
Better than a...
Just go to the car. I don't believe you.
Yeah, anyway, so 2 o'clock on Friday, that should be fun. Dave does a slightly different show than ours, or than Mike's, whereas this is more of a free-form variety hour. At least it is today.
Don't go breaking my heart. I wouldn't if you tried. Really? I'm done. Here, give me one song you know. Here, you ready, folks? Here, you want to hear Scott Jernigan break into song? Here we go. Pastime with good company.
I love and shall until I die.
Judge who lusts.
Grudge who lust, but
none
none deny. So God be pleased, thus live will I.
For my past tense,
Hunt, sing, and dance.
all goodly sport. Really, you forgot?
No, I haven't.
We just said we're done.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
said we're done.
Everybody else is like, and we're tuning out. Okay.
Sound down. Woo, wow, okay. All right, okay. So I super scrolled all the way to the end, so I'm just going to do it.
Well, David Mohana 226 has a good question.
Okay, 226.
What do you think of Microsoft Exchange? I love it. I mean, the reality is Microsoft Office tools have been around for over 20 years, and that's just how it is. But, you know, very few people, I don't really work with Exchange in its pure format anymore. For me, everything's Office 365, and if we do have an Exchange server, it's usually going to be in the cloud. And I mean, that doesn't really change anything other than location, right?
Sure.
But, you know, a lot of the installation and maintenance and configuration stuff, that's kind of gone. So for me, I love Office. I love Microsoft Exchange. I've been working with it for over 20 years. It's better than it used to be, I'll tell you that. Remember, so one of the things that used to torture me with Exchange was at Total Seminars. Well, I'm going to pick on you, Scott, because you were one of these people. We used to have a lot of employees at Total Seminars who treated their email as a permanent data repository of all knowledge, which always
What
weirded.
it's for, right?
No, I delete my email. My inbox is empty, and I've got like 6 primary inboxes and probably 30 secondary inboxes, and every single one of those are empty at the end of the day.
So you're a zero out kind of guy.
Well, but then,
It's a repository of my last
right
decades
and
in
if
IT.
you're using Exchange, then you end up with these these
Outlook,
Microsoft Outlook, these huge backup files of emails from like 1947 or whatever it is, and this god awful pain of
That's true.
backing these up and yipe.
Those were painful. It wasn't me so much that did that.
No,
as
it's other people. We don't need to name names.
No need to name names. All right.
But yeah,
All right, so 220. Let's get back to serious here. Serious questions. Anthony Ciaffi.
Ciaffi.
What is the best way to retain information for A+ and Network+? The school we are in do lab sims and
Lab
just
sims are
bookwork.
good. Yeah,
I feel if we do things hands-on, it would help.
it would.
Yes, hands-on would be absolutely better.
So Anthony, I mean, the nice part is like for A+, you know, get a couple of computers. You don't need some really fancy high-end computer.
True.
Get on Craigslist, pay $200 for a old mid-range, still bootable laptop running, you know, Windows 10. And honestly, that's going to take care of a lot of it. The other thing, Anthony, you might want to consider is coming here on Fridays and listen to Dave Rush talk about how to use Raspberry Pis, where you can get $20, $30 systems that
Like
have
the
all
whole
the
system,
power,
yeah.
the whole system on a chip, running, you know, Raspbian, or is it even called Raspbian anymore?
Raspberry OS.
Raspberry OS. And you could do so much with that. Anybody who spends a lot of money on hardware to learn CompTIA certifications is making a terrible mistake.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, hands-on would definitely help. Doing the book learning is good, and having, of course, all of the lab sims and that sort of thing is useful. But yeah, hands-on, yes. I advise gaming. That's what I do in class. Because gaming has it all. Good hardware.
The problem is that
interesting
gaming
networking.
isn't nearly as fun for configuration as it used to be, say, even 10 years ago, which is my only frustration.
That's true.
Because so many games now are network aware that they just run.
I haven't quite gotten to that one yet, Dave. Okay, excellent.
My brain hurts.
221 EMH asks, any advice for CompTIA Project Plus or project management in general?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I'm going to tell you first and foremost is to create a project in your brain that no one else has ever thought of. That's really important because you need to come up with something that is complicated and painful, because if you want to try to do Gantt charts and stuff like that on somebody else's lab, that's not going to do any good. Come up with something that's ridiculously painful. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw it up, but that is the big thing more than anything else. Did you guys know the first training video I ever did was Project Plus?
Really?
1998.
That's crazy. You're wired, man. You want me to get it?
No, I'm going to walk carefully. I got this.
Famous last word.
It's true, I tell you. I don't have I had my original Project Plus
Video series?
Yeah.
Did you do that with LearnKey?
I did. Back in here, I'm walking slowly.
You're still wired.
I'm walking slowly, Scott. I got this.
Disaster could ensue. This could be hijinks and silliness all the way around.
I can't find it, guys. It's buried.
It's probably at the office.
Probably
In the wall of shame.
So many,
Fame, I mean.
so many shams.
So, 223.
AVI Nut, Ancients of Zoo. Okay, first of all, AVI Nut, thank you for making that KLF reference.
AV nut.
No, you just showed me it was AV. Why don't everybody just call Bob or Tim or Janet, you know?
An AV nut?
So it was Ancients of Zulu, but that's okay. The fact you were trying gives you extra points.
Awesome.
When you will die, you will achieve full consciousness. Know that you have that.
That's,
Ungula,
wow. We went all the way. 223. Spades.
Spades.
Hi, Mike and Scott.
I think it's spades.
Spades could be.
You're just so unhip, Scott. I mean, if you just 23 skidoo.
Random question regarding Unix-based systems. Is there or has there been any reason or use
Be a member of the Communist Party?
for the
That's exactly what it sounded like.
the V text editor in the command line?
Jesus
I
Christ.
see it in some CompTIA objectives. That's where it's used. Okay. Mike, we have our like serious system guru, Mike Smyer. Yes, Mike Meyers, and then we also have a Mike Smyer, right?
Great tech.
Absolute, brilliant guy. Loves V.
Yeah, but he doesn't get out much, okay?
I would pick almost any other text editor, except for Emacs, which is worse in Unix. And the only reason to learn V would be to pass questions on exams.
And I honestly don't even know if we're even seeing that. I think to know that VI is a text editor.
True. Okay. And it's just like, I've despised that thing forever. Yeah. Pico, Nano, any of these things are way better.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of these are better.
Just say no. Edit.
Okay. JM at 223. About how much is a Raspberry Pi?
37,000. Just don't give them the units.
That would be tenths of pennies. They just raised the price, actually.
Yeah, you can get older ones for $20, up to 50.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, they really.
That's the base model, though. Then it's you want a power supply.
You can spend
you want a cute little cover.
Well, no, you spend $1,000 on a 3D printer you make your own cover.
That's right.
That's even better. Much more economic. About $30 to $50.
That reminds me, like the first time, a billion years ago, this jerk over here got me into medieval reenactment stuff. And one of the things was, is how to build siege weapons, okay?
That's true.
And
yeah.
I don't know if you guys know what a ballista is. A ballista is like this huge crossbow, but it's on wheels and it's a big thing. And this guy, this is like 10 years ago, had these ads in the medieval reenactment papers. It's like, how to build your own ballista for $70. And I was like, ooh, I could build a ballista for $70. So I bought the instruction set for $40. Cha-ching, I better only pay $30 for the wood now. That didn't work that way. Anyway, so I'm reading the instructions and it goes, okay, using your drill press and an 1.25" Forstner bit, drill these holes. I was like, well, I don't have a drill press. Or 1.25", whatever, damn. I didn't even know what a Forstner bit was. So I had to buy that. My first ballista set me back about $2,200. But I have all these tools.
And they're great. Most of them migrated to my garage.
So. A lot of them are there.
Yeah. So we, just for the record, Mike and company, including me, we built one really awesome, epic trebuchet that was horrible, and then one smaller trebuchet that was epic.
Oh, we built that smaller trebuchet, which is still working to this day.
Olsted's hammer, yeah, absolutely.
Do you know who has that right now?
I don't know.
Alexis.
Really?
Yeah, he's out on his property now.
Nice.
He took it all with all the stuff.
That's cool.
Now, we built this trebuchet. We called it in honor of who was the king at the time, Olsted. And we called it Olsted's hammer. And we could take, so obviously you can't throw real rocks in recreation events because if you throw real rocks, then you'll kill them. But what they did allow you to do is take 4 tennis balls wrapped in yellow duct tape. Remember this?
Sure.
And we were at the point where we'd take that trebuchet and it was, and you guys see like a folding chair, and you know how a folding chair has the hole between, and we could 3 out of 5 times drop it in there.
Yeah,
we were pretty good.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Anyway, a lot of good stories with that one, especially when we switched to fruit.
We actually haven't answered all of JM's questions.
Oh, okay, sorry.
How much is a Raspberry Pi?
So
is it
Dave corrected. Hold on. Dave corrected me in the back channel. It's anywhere from $5 to $75, depending on whether you're going with a Pi Zero, which is a super tiny thing at $5, all the way up to the 8 gigabyte Pi.
And honestly,
4B.
for most people, the higher end Raspberry Pis are overkill for
Absolutely.
learning basic CompTIA stuff.
Okay, so that was the first half of that question. Second, is it similar like a VM?
It's just a computer. You install an operating system on it like any computer. Can you put a hypervisor on a Raspberry Pi? I'm sure you can. I've never done it.
I haven't either.
But I'm sure you could. And do I need a lot of RAM and hard drive space to run it on my laptop?
Okay, JM. All right, hold on. So a Raspberry Pi is a
physical computer.
It's like this, right? This is a physical all-in-one computer.
Do I have any laying around here?
No, you gave yours to me.
God bless
and I took it home. Give it back. To make my Pi hole. That's a real thing, by the way. So it's a physical machine that is all-in-one, a little tiny box that comes with its own processor, its own RAM, its own networking capabilities, its
storage,
own wireless.
It's got RJ45, it's got wireless, VIT monitor.
And the only thing you would add for storage...
I like talking on top of Scott Jernigan.
You would add an SD card. So there you go. So you wouldn't run Raspberry Pi on your laptop.
Look, so
it's a separate machine.
AVI, this is important. Correction, Ancients of Moo Moo for KLF song.
90s techno.
KLF.
It's 240. You want to give away some practice questions?
No, hang on, let's get... Also, what VPN would you recommend? Oh, I'm not going to do this. There's so many good VPNs out there, and honestly... If you just wanted to putz around with VPNs and not spend any money, do a Google search on a Tor browser. That's probably not the worst first step to take to get in the world of VPNing. And you download this one tool set and you basically get a browser with VPN built in. If you even use the browser, you're on a reverse VPN. So That'd probably be the way I would start.
All right.
Okay, so you want
So we are now finally all the way to Connor's question at 227.
Okay.
What is your opinion on Synology for a home office NAS?
Probably overkill, but great boxes, good pricing. I'm totally okay with that if you got the money. And really, Synology isn't that expensive either. So, and the idea of high-end routers, any bigger box is kind of over now. Yeah, go for it.
So at 226, Dave Rush posted, and the reminder to me, that just for being here, we have specials called the AMA specials. Wow, I know, clever marketing term there.
Thousands of hours put into that.
Thousands of hours and like...
So what do you want to call it? You want to call it Bob? No, I was thinking, let's call it sucking chest wound. Yeah, those don't sound good, do they?
No, they don't. Okay, so the AMA special for this week is 50% off on all of our combination ebooks and practice exams. So the A+ ebook plus the A+ practice exams called Total Tester would be 50% off. All you do is just go pick your product, and this is A+, Network Plus, Security Plus.
First, you go to www.totalsim.com, and you go to our merchant area, and then... Get it right!
You just blew the red, man.
Did I blow it?
You blew it, totally. Sorry about that.
There's a lot of people going, oh!
Yep, that's right, that's right. So put in the code 110821 at checkout, and you'll get 50% off on the ebook Total Tester bundle of your choice. And in fact, you might as well just pick two.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, guys, at these prices, this is ridiculously good deals.
Yep.
What am I doing wrong here? Okay.
I don't know what you're doing wrong.
All right, so Scott, let's start by giving away. You ready?
I am ready.
I say let's give away 90-day access to practice questions.
Well, since we were just talking about practice exams, here's your chance to win practice exams. So here's
Tell
the
them
key.
all about it, Scott. Here we go.
I will. So first of all, the contest is not fair.
Wait, I'm going to interrupt you.
Because we're going to ask you to look at a multiple choice question and then write an answer, not A, B, C, or D, but the actual answer. And then whichever is the first correct answer to get on my screen is the winner. That's the key, right? The first to get to me. You're going to be first to you, but it takes time depending on how far away you are or how many router hops and that sort of thing. So yeah, not quite fair, but it's fair as we can make it. So that's one thing. Two, type the answer. Don't just do A, B, C, or D. If you want to play but you don't care about winning, type the answer and say pass at the end. And if you're first or second or whatever, I'll call your name out and say kudos to you. So there you go. Third, and this came up on after Monday's show, Total Seminars is not huge. And these giveaways and stuff, we send the giveaways to the people who win. We send them to our sales and marketing people who, depending on what they're doing at that moment in time, it might take them a couple of days to get back to you. So it's not an instantaneous, hi, you win now kind of thing. So it might take a day or two before Kathy or her team get back to you. So those are the rules. Do you have a question queued up, Mike?
I do. All right, so let's go ahead, and we're about to have a competition here, folks. And this competition is for a 90-day access to the practice questions of your choice from Total Seminars. Okay?
Awesome.
And I don't know the answer to this one. Here we go, kids. You ready? And remember, do not type A, B, C, or D. Type enough of the answers so I know what you're talking about, all right?
All right.
Here we go. You need to use traceroute command from a Windows workstation on your network to verify the route that packets are taking through your network. Woo! Run-on sentence. From users' workstations to your domain controller. Okay, DC1. You want to specify a timeout of 100 milliseconds. What should you... Okay, so this is a traceroute command. How do you type it out?
Well, there we go. You can skip the at the command prompt. Just type out the traceroute command of your choice. Go for it. Hey, read it faster than Mike to win. Thanks, David Mohan. Oh, Brent, do not type A, B, C, or D.
Let's give folks. I don't want to type anything. We'll see what people say.
Absolutely. No, yeah, we're waiting for
I
you.
think I know what it is, but I'm not. I honestly don't know.
So there we go. A lot of people typing it out. What do you got?
I'm pretty sure it's minus W, but let me double check because I don't know that I'm right. Okay, D is correct. So it's trace route minus W 100. All right, so Scott, how many people said trace route minus W 100? If they put a W in there, I'd give it to them, but it's your call.
And Brent, yes, thank you. That was the minus D. I did get you. I was teasing. But the winner, in this case, a new name.
Toot!
Toot K.
Toot K!
Congratulations. You've won 90-day access to the practice exam of your choice. And we have a whole bunch of them. Just go hang out at TotalSim.com and look, see what we've got, or whatever you're studying for. And I will type in here the information you need to collect your prize.
Yes, Toot K. In order to achieve your prize, you have to send an email to Kathy Y. That's Kathy with a K, KATHYY at TotalSim.com. Toot, you have to send this email. And in that email, number one, you must put your YouTube name, which will be Toot K? Toot K. And then, Toot, you have to let us know. I'm sorry. It's now starting to crack me up. You have to know what practice exam you wish to have. So if you're looking for the A+, do the A+, whatever you want. Congratulations to you two. Well done.
Awesome. Good job.
KLF.
And a lot of people did have the correct answers. So that was good. And everything came in like within seconds.
Mere moments.
Seconds of each other. So it literally, Toot was first on my screen.
Toot toot.
There you go.
Don't mess with my toot toot. It's a song from a place called Louisiana, Scott, you know.
Where?
Louisiana.
Saturday night?
Really? You're going to do that? You could do a Mary Kay Chapin Saturday night and the moon is out, going to go down to the twist and shout, going to do the Cajun
You know what
beat?
my first job was?
No.
I was a DJ in a country and western bar.
No, stop!
Yeah.
I didn't know they let communists do things like that.
I hid my card. And I put on a pair of borrowed boots so I could pretend to look like a cowboy.
Yeah, but the weird part was, during the intermission, he'd go, look for the union label.
All right, so we left off questions at 240. So I'm going to go scroll back up to 240 or thereabouts. Wait, hold on. Something happened with Keisha. I'm scrolling back up. Woohoo!
Keisha
236.
Green.
That's awesome, Keisha. Congratulations on your new job. That's awesome.
Keisha, well done.
Well done.
Well done. Good for you. Good on you, young lady. There are lots of people answering our questions for us.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Let me mention at 2:33, Dave Rush put up a link to the unofficial Total Seminars Discord.
Why, what is this, Scott? And what is Discord?
Discord is a place where you can bring your camera, your microphone, log in,
Careful.
and talk directly with a bunch of other people, which is very fun. It's a good place for live interaction where, in fact, it's a great place where we can answer more deeper questions where we need to go back and forth rather than using a chat window. Really?
Sorry.
Really?
Stronger, harder, faster. Okay.
Anyway, come join us. Bring your microphone, bring your camera. We're often on after the AMAs, but there are hundreds and hundreds of people that are involved in the Total Seminars Discord channel, unofficial Discord channel run by our good friend Jose
A
Brady.
cast of tens.
Excellent.
We actually do have a lot of folks who show up on the Discord channel. It's very good.
So at 227, and I'm literally scrolling back because apparently I jumped a lot. Yep, that's exactly where I jumped. 227, Harry Syria.
That's World Syria to you.
Harry World Syria.
Harry World Syria.
Mike, I was so surprised when I watched a video of yours where you said basically you should not stay at a company very long when in IT?
Well, I think what I said is that for most people in the world of IT, your first 2 years, which I'll now extend to 3 years, it is completely acceptable to bounce around a lot, is really what I said. And there's nothing wrong with staying in a place. That's a good thing, generally, right?
Right.
But I'm just saying, in the world of IT, it's not uncommon for somebody who's new to bounce around to a few different jobs. That's all I was trying to say.
Right. And when we look at resumes and stuff, and somebody says, was at 4 jobs in a year and a half, and no big deal. Do you want this job, and will you stick? So that's the real question. 1995, Texas Aggie said the way we sang "Pastime with Good Company" was better than the current Volkswagen commercial.
Does the current Volkswagen, do they sing "Pastime with Good Company"?
Why would they be singing a song written by King Henry VIII, by the way?
Nellie is a nice girl, but
Going on.
Wait, there's my buddy. Don't.
I'm not going anywhere.
I live for the Mohan, man.
Don't blow the microphone out.
I can't help it. I'm just loud today.
You are loud today. You are.
am
That is
loud.
true. Okay, so David Mohan at 229. What do you think of the new Office 365? Like Yammer, Sway, Delve, Forms, OneNote, Power Apps.
I have money, so I don't even look at those. And I don't mean to be that as a smart aleck, David, but that really is an issue. Is that, I mean, God bless Microsoft. They've got us in a half Nelson with Office.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And it's not something you can easily switch away from without having a lot of hassle.
I'm assuming 233 Hill, which is funny, by the way, asks a question which I'm sure a lot of people have answered. Is the 1001 for A+ knowledge, 1002 hands-on?
They're both hands-on.
They're both totally hands-on. A+ is about building and fixing computers. So it's just a lot of stuff, and so CompTIA, in their infinite wisdom, has split it into 2 separate exams. 1001 is more hardware-ish. 1002 is more operating systems-ish. But there's so much overlap when you're doing it. That's why it's 1 certification instead of 2. But it's both knowledge and hands-on all the way through.
Connor Wellen. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Really? Not even stripes? Not even stripes?
I watched Stripes. I was a young man once.
Connor Wellman, were you? Sure. So Connor Wellman, he's like quoting Bill Murray right there.
Excellent.
It's important, Scott.
It is.
Now you got me all nervous about talking too loud.
Well, and yeah, so 236, Joey
We still have a
Quetzel.
voucher to give away, and it's $254, Jernigan.
I know.
Come on.
236, oh no, we're way
While
behind.
we're young.
236, should I learn PowerShell or Terminal first for networking scripts?
Both.
Yeah, yes.
And when do you say terminal? I mean, we're talking,
Yeah, and PowerShell, of course, not of course, PowerShell has become the default command line interface in Windows 10. Microsoft made that shift a while ago.
Yep.
You can still bring up command, but really? Okay, people are asking amongst themselves.
You're allowed to talk among themselves.
Absolutely.
Talk among yourselves, coffee talk.
And I'm scrolling for questions and getting caught up here.
It's $255. We still have to give away a voucher.
We do. And I'm getting there. And like I mentioned on the contest, because my back channel was like, "Oh, are you sure that's who won?" Like, that's the first one that came up on my screen.
It doesn't matter, Scott. This is
I'm
not a
moving
fair
on.
competition.
I'm moving on. I have to be right on
Fine.
the internet.
No, I'm going to get another question queued.
I think you need to get other questions up. So, and while you're doing that, Ayub at 247, and Ayub, you still haven't told me how to pronounce your name, so I'm not going to just butcher it on air. Sir
Let's call
Mike?
him Bob.
Sir Mike?
Bob until he
No,
gets...
it's this, RGUI.
I know, but one of these days, him or her, possibly, is going to tell us what their name is and how to pronounce it.
Or Ayub could actually just be the name used for the drum rhythm.
That's right. Wait, what's Ayub?
It's the camel trot. You got it. You got it. Doom, da, doom, tech, doom, tech, doom, tech, doom, tech, doom, tech.
I'm a dumbhead. I'm a dumbhead. I'm a dumbhead.
There you go.
Probably want a cracker. I'm a dumbhead.
Ayub asks, what are some, this is at 247, what are some security projects that I can do as a beginner and put in my CV? And this is, of course, a similar question
None.
to what you asked on
You
Monday.
can't. You can't just arbitrarily pick up projects and put it on your CV. What I'd recommend you do instead is work with, find some charities who need help and stuff like that, and work with them. That's the way to go. You can't just sit there and go, oh, I took this course and put it on your CV like you were working.
Oh, Toot, I didn't see your message. Yeah.
Are we okay?
Toot wanted to pass on the thing.
Too late.
It's too late at this point.
Yeah, it's yours now, man.
Awesome. TC at 250. Would you recommend going from Network Plus to CCNA or from Network Plus to Security Plus?
If you were wanting to become a Cisco person, then you go to CCNA. If you don't, then you go to Security Plus. It's
Pretty straightforward. And you wanted to get into cyber security?
Well, if you want to get into cyber, then you probably wouldn't be taking CCNA unless you want to become like a Cisco head.
Right.
Which it's a very lucrative position, by the way, but 2K won before. Well, 2K just won again.
Right? Okay, so
People are retracting messages left and right.
they are
It's never a
retracting
good
messages.
sign.
That's because we're running long. Oh, see this TC really at 252? You make more money in the long run if you switch companies versus staying at one company for a while.
I would probably, I would
quit.
agree.
I quit.
Okay, get out. I would agree with TC. I think that's especially early on, that allows you to build your CV a little bit quicker.
Okay, so Anthony
258.
Shafi at 253 asks, can I get a help desk job without A+ to start out with? I will have a certification. Yes, absolutely you can get a job and should get a job even before you finish your A+ certification. Knowing how to do the job is more important than the paper. Getting the certification can help you build your resume, but yeah, you can get a help desk job without A+. So sounds good. And not loud enough. Dennis said you were not loud enough. Dennis, don't egg him on. Please, don't egg him on. Do it. And by the way, Brent was quoting Caddyshack, not Stripes.
That's what I said, Caddyshack. You're such a con.
Do you have a question queued up yet? Not yet? Okay, I'm gonna keep going through the questions.
I have a question queued up.
Wait, Alan Gold at 255.
Well,
this could be like the last question
Yeah,
we
I
get
just
to.
totally pooched this. Go
Okay,
ahead.
hey guys, just finished the A+. Whoa, excellent. Congratulations, Alan. And I'm halfway through Network Plus. What do you recommend I do next? Security Plus, question mark? And the answer from Mike Meyers officially will be get a job. Yeah. But if you're just kind of looking at where your skill level is going to go as far as security and overall networking goodness, Security Plus is a natural follow-on to Network Plus. So, got it queued up?
I do.
Okay, so this time we're going to do another question, and it's still not going to be fair, but it's going to be awesome because this competition is for a CompTIA exam voucher for your exam of choice. And it's good wherever you are going to take the exam.
Absolutely.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
Even on Guam.
Well, not Guam.
Really?
No, not Guam. And not the Irish, but everyone else.
Yeah, you know.
Not the Irish.
Mike can say that because
He's Irish.
there you go.
I'm half Irish and half Jewish. Come on.
Well, there you go. You can get away with almost anything.
Pretty much any joke there is. Right?
So that's the competition. This is a slightly slower thing because we get your information, we send it to CompTIA, So this voucher is a gift from CompTIA to us to give to you.
Yeah,
essentially.
CompTIA has been incredibly
Generous.
to
Absolutely.
do this.
So this is awesome. Yeah, I know, Dave.
I'm just letting you stew.
Oh, right. And if you've already won a voucher, you can compete, but we're kind of spreading the wealth.
I'm not
at this
saying
point.
we're going to say no, but we tend to lean towards the new folks.
Absolutely. So play to win, absolutely. But if you've won before,
We might skip you because this is nothing fair here at all.
it's awesome. But
All the new people are like, woohoo!
yeah, I know, right? Okay, so do you have a?
David,
Do you have a?
I have a.
Well, pull up your question, Mister.
You
All
guys
right,
ready?
You guys ready?
Here's the question. Remember,
this.
do not type A, B, C, or D. Whoops. You are the administrator for DC Advanced Technology Training. You are considering a set of drives for an NAS to store the company data. But before you make the purchase, you would like to verify the typical number of hours for use before fail. That's really the only real question here. Which of the following would you look for in specifications? MTTR, MTBF, MTB, MRRT. I say we go there. Or there.
Well, it depends on what the answer is.
Oh, the ooh.
So we're just waiting for you as you're typing. It's awesome. And David Mohan, do you think everyone nailed it when they all answered differently? At some point, not so much. All right, come on. What's our answer there,
I'm
buddy?
a little busy right now, Scott. All right, I'm pretty sure the answer is mean time between failure, MTBF. Let me verify that. And check your answer. The current answer B is correct. MTBF. Scott,
So
who's the first person who showed up on your feed that said MTBF? I like it.
Syed Hussein, congratulations. Dave Rush, our moderator and senior instructor, is going to put up the information you need to send to him that he can then forward to CompTIA. Congratulations. You basically have to say what your name is, a valid email address, the country where you're going to take the exam, right? And the process has so far taken a week to 2 weeks for people to get their vouchers, but they have gotten them. So congratulations, Syed. That's awesome.
Yeah, we had like 6 people to respond at 3:02 p.m. Oh well, sorry guys. All right, guys. So I think that is it for the day, right? We covered.
We are.
We are. All right,
So-
folks. Do remember that on Friday is going to be the Dave Rush AMA. Dave will be teaching people how to make delicious Texas barbecue using only a Raspberry Pi.
Awesome. I like it.
That was
I
amazing.
like it.
I didn't know they could hold that much smoke.
Right? And at 3:04, Syed, Dave Rush put up the specific information you need. And no, it's not Andre, your bank account number. You are more than welcome, Syed. Good luck.
We need your Wells Fargo password though. That'll help.
Good luck on your next exam. That's awesome. And we will see you soon.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.